At what point of the plant's life do you put it in the RDWC system? Like you mentioned that you start in rock wool. How long are you letting that plant grow in the rock wool until you're actually putting it into your system?
So you can really put it in at any stage, but normally if I have a set number of plants and I know I'm going to be using all of them, I'll put them in the RDWC as soon as possible, as soon as they have a taproot coming out of the rock wool, just so that they can get acclimated to the system. The roots can start growing through the net pot that they're going to actually be in. I mean, the earlier the better, really.
Okay, and then since the roots aren't actually reaching the water at that point, are you doing some sort of top feeding until the plant establishes roots in the bucket?
Yeah, so I'll definitely top feed for the first couple of weeks, at least until the first roots hit the water. I like to even continue top feeding for a few weeks after that to ensure we have a strong base of roots coming out of the net pot. That's really important.
And then water level within the actual buckets, what do you aim for?
So in the early stages, I'll always recommend people to keep their water level a little bit below the net pot. That way you have a nice safe space of moist air. It's really hard for any rot to form there. But once you have a good root zone forming, you really want to bring that water level all the way up to the bottom of that net pot, just so that there's no water there's no roots that are exposed to air and not intaking nutrients.
What would happen in that case? Like if somebody were to have that water level really low?
It's just less of the root mass that can absorb and help the plant out, since it's just sitting out in the air. It's not really doing much.
Now, what if you have too much water in there that you bring it, the water's really all the way into the net pots?
So you definitely want to leave a little bit of room so that the plant can breathe. You don't want it to be oversaturated where the rock wool is. You want the rock wool to actually be pretty dry, and then you don't want there to be any moisture until that water level under the net pot.
Getting into nutrients next, what do you use for nutrients? And do you target a specific EC or ppm for the different stages of growth?
Yeah, so I use synthetic nutrients. I was running Floraflex for the past couple of years, but recently I've switched to drip hydro, and that's something new that I'm kind of trying out. But my ppm will differ from grow to grow, just depending on strain and how the plants are intaking. That's one of the nice things about RDWC is you can see that pretty easily. But generally speaking, for veg, I'll start around a zero point 0.3. I'll work my way up to a 0.9, 1.0, and then once we get into flower, I'll give them an initial boost to around a 1.2. I'll work my way up to a 1.5, and then I begin tapering back down after week 5 to 6, eventually to 0 ppm flush.
Got it. And then do you monitor the pH as well? If so, what do you aim for?
Yeah, so definitely I do monitor my pH. I think it's really crucial for anyone to do the same. Generally, I aim for a 5.8. I don't get super scientific about it and change it depending on the growth stage. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I run a little bit lighter approach. I'll pH my mixes to 5.8, and then I'll let it ride until it's a mid 6 before I do adjust anything. Ideally, I'm aiming for the pH to stay pretty steady throughout the week so I don't have to adjust it at all.
This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrow at 15 to save on any of their products.